Hello everyone! Welcome to Sophisticated DIY. Ever wondered how tiny stockings are made for dolls? Today, I'm showing you the secret, and it's easier than you think. So, let's go! To make stockings, you will need pretty much like a stretchy material, like this tool. You can buy stockings as well and just use them. You can use tool illusion, and as well you will need some kind of elastic to put it at the end. I have this one that is so cute. I have it in white and black. Maybe you can use thread elastic just to put it in. Well, you know, you need elastic and the stretchy material. Let's start by making our own pattern. It's okay if you don't want to make your pattern because I'm attaching a PDF file so you can print your own pattern. This one will be specifically for the BJD 1/3 of the scale doll. So pretty much I'm just making a line. You see, I'm making it like inclined because her legs are pretty long, so you will probably need to join two pieces in the final pattern. Okay, and you see what I'm doing. I just place my leg and mark it outside, and I just kind of make nicer the lines and measure the length, and it's pretty much almost done. So I'm giving like a little bit of ease because obviously I'm marking just one part of the leg, but not really the whole leg. So you have to kind of give a little bit. And I'm going to start today using this tool, which is not stretchy at all on the grain of the material, but it's stretched to the width. So this is not ideal, but I can do a perfect stocking with it. I'm gonna fold my material and I'm gonna cut two pieces together, and as you can see, I'm just cutting like a rectangle because you better work with the whole piece because that way it will be easier for you to sew. I'm preparing the thread in my machine, and I'm gonna start by using a zigzag stitch, but in this case I'm gonna use the 3-step zigzag, which is a little bit more beautiful and will work better with this elastic. I'm gonna cut two pieces of elastic of the width of the material, and I'm making sure to pin them each one in the outside of the part. So, you know, it's so difficult when you have to know what is the right side or what is the wrong side, but at least I'm making sure that both will be with the same. Sometimes you don't see it, but sometimes then after you finish, you see your mistake. So I'm pinning my elastic to the material and I'm gonna stitch it. For a stitch it, make sure to pull a little bit the elastic. That way it will keep better stretch, but you don't really need to do that, but I think I like to do it. I think it's a little bit better. So I sew my first elastic, and as you can see, it looks great. It's like you don't see anything, right? And I'm gonna sew the other elastic as well. Now is the time to make my stocking. I'm gonna fold again my pattern, and I'm gonna fold the fabric on top of my pattern, making sure that I'm gonna sew to the wrong side of the fabric. I'm pinning everything. I should have put the pin at the other side, but it's okay. And I'm gonna sew it using a zigzag stitch all around. This time I will change the machine from the 3-step zigzag to the single zigzag, and I'm gonna make sure that the length of the stitch and the width of the stitch is not really too big. I start sewing. To start sewing, I prefer to drop the needle first and then drop the foot. That way the elastic doesn't move too much and the job is a little bit nicer. I see that still the length of the stitch and the width of the stitch is a little bit too big, so I reduce it a little bit because you almost want a straight stitch, but of course you cannot use a straight stitch. You know what I mean? So just a short zigzag is very nice. I'm almost done, and I'm gonna sew straight here. I'm not gonna fold as the pattern is. You see, I leave it like that, and I have now a point there. Okay, let me remove the pattern. I'm gonna open that tip, I'm gonna spread it, and then I'm gonna sew it flat. You see, this is not a necessary step that will give you to a stocking a nicer dimension, like you are working with a foot. Now is the time to try on my stocking on my doll because it might be a little wide or too small. You never know. In this case, it's great. It looks fantastic. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting that from the first try would have been okay. It seems though a little short, and obviously it's because this fabric specifically doesn't stretch too much lengthwise. But I think it still is good and it looks really nice. So that means that I can cut now the excess of material, and look at that, it looks great. And I can do my other leg, cut it right away and finish it right away because I know that it will be okay. The last step I recommend you is to do a zigzag stitch just to tack in so your stockings will look cleaner and nicer. And that's it. You see, that was easy. Now let it dry to our doll. You see how I said about the dimension that the flat stitch does? It's fantastic. I'm trying the stockings to my doll and they both looks great. They fit very well, and I feel that after all, it's not that short. I think the length is okay. Look at the back, it's fantastic. And let me see, like, let's say if she has a mini skirt, right? It will look really, really good. Now I'm gonna try to make another shorter one, like almost, let's say, like a socks, right? Still stocking, but it's almost like socks. And because I wanted to use them with these boots and the skirt I did last week, and I show you how to make the zipper, and I wanna make a get ready with me with that skirt and the socks that I'm doing for that skirt specifically. So I measure more or less the length that I need, and I cut my pattern to that length. That's simple, very easy. Now I have my piece of fabric and I'm gonna sew this elastic in a different way. What I want to show you is that the elastic can be sewn in a lot of ways, so the finish of the stocking sometimes will be a little bit different. I'm doing exactly the same I did in the first step, like I separate the elastic with the stocking, but in this case I'm gonna sew the elastic in two steps. First, I'm gonna sew the elastic on top using a zigzag stitch. In this case I have to use it a very small one because that elastic is really small, because it's, you know, to sew for dolls. And I sew my first part and then I'm gonna fold it this way. But before I fold it, I'm gonna cut the excess of fabric. So when I fold it, because the fabric is see-through, you wanna see everything clean and nice. So now that it's cut, I can fold the elastic and then I can make a second zigzag stitch on top. And that's it. You see, it looks really clean and nice. It looks like a real socks, right? It looks beautiful. I did my second part and now I'm repeating the steps I did before. I'm just going to sew the socks all around, just close to the pattern. When I finish, I'm gonna cut, but I'm gonna leave a little bit of seam allowance just in case it's too tight, and I'm gonna try on my doll. When I tried, I see that contrary to the first one, these stockings are a little bit too wide, so I need to sew again. But before, I have to open the beginning of the stitch because that elastic kind of moved too much. But it's okay, I can fix it in my second pass, and now it looks really good. And I'm gonna try again on my doll to see if now it's better, and it's looking great. So now that I know what to do, I'm gonna repeat exactly the same steps. If we're bigger, I will sew bigger, but because it's smaller, I do what I can with the first part, and then I'm gonna measure them both, and I'm gonna make sure that they are both the same, and that's it. I just need to cut out the excess of material, cut the tips of my socks, turn them, and finish them with a tag of the zigzag. And they look so cute. It's fantastic. We are gonna do the get ready with me with this white stocking, but before that I wanted to show you that I did a third stocking using the fabric of the real human stocking I got, and this time I add a little bit of material at the top just to make it a little longer. And something different I did was the finishing on the top. I just did a small hem using zigzag, and it looked as well great. And after I finished, I took some little bows. It was hard to decide which color, but I just decided to make it plain black and added a crystal in the center. Now I'm gonna try the stocking on my doll, and as you can see, they look great. This one goes really long because it's a 4 stretch way material, and I'm gonna put a little boot in here just to see how nice they look. And here you go, they look great. Let me know in the comment what kind of clothes do you want me to make for this black stocking. Now we can use our stocking. We have everything. This outfit is like a kind of an outfit to go to Greece during summer, so she wants to have a kind of eclectic look but still comfortable and fresh. If you wanna know how I did that top, please let me know in the comment. This top is so easy to make and she really feels good. She likes it. This is the skirt. Remember, we did the invisible zipper to that skirt last week and it looks great. Please let me know in the comments if you want to know how I did the scallops. And let's put her the boots. These are really inexpensive boots that I got on AliExpress, but the rest of her outfit is completely made by me. Now let's put on her sleeve. They are detachable so she can wear her blouse with or without the sleeves. And now we are gonna put a belt just to complete the look. She's using a silicone cap, that way her wig will stay better. Now she's wearing this new fashion of this kind of Lolita scarf that so many young women are wearing today. This is the first time she's wearing it. She's not sure if she would like it or not, but she wanted to try it on. She's using some clip for her hair, her back, and of course her cell phone. And here you go. This is the complete look with her socks. She's a little bit pale, so you cannot really see the white too much on her. But you know what she likes? The pictures. Now she's going outside. She's taking a little bit of breath. It's a really nice day today, and I think she will be ready for her vacation to Greece. If you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!